Hey guys, so I'm on the Windows computer and it's just giving me nothing but hell. So, we're probably gonna go ahead and abort that, and maybe we'll install some Linux on one of the other drives in here. I'm trying to remember what I did with the. It's got to be on a USB stick of some such, or an SD card on an adapter. And then I'll try that. But I was looking on here to see if there's any kind of deals. Like I was saying earlier, Amazon's been doing some really strange stuff. Really strange. One of the video game things that I bought, two for the kids. They were like $19 and $21, and then I bought one for myself. They just suddenly went up to $49. And then a couple hours later back down to 25. I don't know if that's Amazon doing it, if it's the seller doing it. The flashlight that I just reviewed, that also went up from $9 to $15. The meter that I reviewed, the Fluke 17 copy, is no longer available from Amazon. It's $18. You can buy it from the company on Amazon. The 20,000 count meter is gone. They removed it. They do have their 19B on there still, which I think is a better meter and a better deal, because actually, unlike this one, you get a case with it and it does temperature. I don't need the no contact voltage thing. I'm not an electrician, and if I do, I've got a Fluke little, probe that you can stick in the outlet. I mean, because here's the thing: if you're checking to see if there's a problem with a no contact in a meter, it's very hard to get it like specific to one of the slots on the outlet, the neutral or the hot. But if you have the little, beepy, thing, you can stick the little piece into the outlet and tell which one is wired backwards if it is. So, I don't need that on a meter. Okay, so this was one of the deals that I saw earlier today. An 8-watt radio with 2 batteries, a 771 antenna, a programming cable, and this garbage hand microphone. I don't know if it does 8 watts. I don't know if the front end overloads like all UV5Rs, but boy, that's quite a deal, considering like you could end up buying one with nothing for the same price. Some other deals on here are just basically same ones we've went over previously. Yeah, see right here. Okay, $29. Programming cable, 2 batteries, microphone, $771 with a 5% coupon. Nothing different, but like, $6 more. So, a lot of radios in this price range. I wanted to take a look at the meter, and then we'll look at flashlights. Well, no, I need multi. Okay. So, some of the basic stuff, I think, like, as ham radio operators, amateur radio operators, experimenters, builders, tinkerers, you really need a meter. And you need more than one. Because if, you have a problem with one, you don't want to be in the middle of something, and maybe you damaged the meter, you hooked it up wrong, or you did something weird. So there's a lot of choices out there. If you're going to be doing stuff a lot, just go ahead and buy a Fluke. Get a decent Fluke meter that's, got what you need. There's all these different ones, the 113, the 114, the 116. I would say probably stay away from the 116 and stuff like that. I have an old 16, which the 116 replaced. It's for HVAC. So you'd be better off with one of these that's for electricians. Not everybody can afford an 87. And then there's other meters out there like the Klein meters, but a lot of these meters will get you by. But I mean, like, if you're going to be busy all the time, just get a Fluke. I mean, you could try some of these ones. Some of them are rated really well. And, you know, depending on what kind of accuracy you need, you know, you need to look at the count of it. A lot of these are 2,000 count, 4,000 count. Fluke doesn't really seem to advertise what their count is. I don't know what the count is on the 101. I'm going to guess it's probably 4,000 count. So if you don't know what the count means, like say this says 6,000 count, so, and if it's like what they call a 3.5 meter or 4.5 meter, it will determine how many digits it shows. So if you're looking at 12 volts on like a 2,000 count meter, I believe it's just going to say 12.8. If you're looking at like a 4,000 or 6,000 count, it'll say 12.83 or whatever, you know. And then if you get into like the 20,000 count meters, it'll say 12.810. So once you get over that digit there, so like let's say you were looking at 25 volts, then it would be 25.00. So that the count thing is kind of strange. So we see this meter here, it says 6. Well, 6,000 count would read 3 digits at anything under 6 volts. But once you go over 6 volts, you're only going to get 2 digits. A 10,000 count meter will read the whole number plus 3 digits until you get to like 9 or 10 volts. So in order to read something like 120 volts with 3 digits after it, you need a ridiculous resolution. But for 12 volts automotive work, ham radio work, you want a 20,000 count meter, and it will give you 3 digits after the whole numbers. If you don't need that, then it doesn't matter, and I don't really think that you do. But so here's an example. This is a 6,000 count meter. This is kind of a copy of a Fluke, sort of. It comes with a nice little case. I like the idea it takes AAAs. I would rather see AA's. I don't want 9-volt batteries. I hate 9-volt batteries. I don't care what you think or say. Some people say that they're not as accurate if they don't have a higher voltage. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to deal with 9-volt batteries. At least I can go to my local Walmart or Amazon and order myself some rechargeable AAAs or AA's and slap them in here and be done. I'm not buying rechargeable 9-volt batteries. So anyway, this here is, see how it says 9.66 right here? This is because this is a 6,000 count meter. If he was looking at 5 volts, there, the 0 in front of the 9 would be on the other side. But it's not. So that whole number in the count kind of tells you at what digit does it turn over. If a 2,000 count with this number over here is 2, then that's when it changes. So this is a decent meter, I think. And if I really didn't have anything better to do, I'd probably order it just to check it out. This meter here is really weird looking, but it is rechargeable. I like that idea. Some of these meters look like they might be okay. I like any of the meters that have the padding on them. I don't like meters that don't have padding, or have like a construction like the Fluke, but it's all solid hard plastic, like the NEG meters. So, are they going to show it? So get yourself a good meter, you know, and if you find you need it a lot, get a better meter. But just keep in mind that the count number, you know, and that will kind of give you an idea. Yeah, see, here's the NEG meters. I don't like these. They're they look kind of like a Fluke. Well, they're not going to show us the back of it, are they? The back of the meter is just hard plastic. And this one's really stupid. I mean, why the hell do I want to look at what's on the meter on my phone? I mean, just nuts, useless crap. I don't need Bluetooth on a meter. Stupid. And I'm not going to be saving information from that, you know, inaccurate meter into some data file on my computer. People really like these Uni-T meters. Also, the X-Tech meters, can't go wrong with those. Those are pretty good. You can always snag those at Home Depot, too, if you really need a meter on a pinch. So here's the one I would probably buy, the Fluke 17B, which is, you know, does temperature and all that. It's a B+, actually. They did make some other ones that don't do the temperature. These Viver meters supposed to be halfway decent. But there's a couple of really weird looking ones that have like a really high count, like 40,000, 50,000. I don't personally see them on here right now. This one here looks like a large meter with manual range. But I'm not really a fan of manual ranging meters. And also these transistor testers, usually you need very long pins for it to reach. Wonder what this one is. The D version in the E. I don't know. And these ones here, they look cool, but they're automatic. I don't like that. There's a large screen. It's easy to break it. I don't know if it's covered in plastic or glass or what it is. I don't know. I don't really care for the design. You can buy a Harbor Freight meter for $89 or $8.99. So there's some meters like this one, 999 count. Lots of different ones that look similar. The Proster brand seems to be okay. They've got a couple different meters. They have one that kind of looks like a Fluke 177. So yeah, the X-Tech, this one here is a good meter. Klein Tools, some of them are good. Here is the ZT702. I have this. I find that it's pretty good. You do have to kind of recharge it quite a bit. It just has a single 18650 in it. But I mean, oscilloscope multimeter with 999 count, it's pretty good. But if you get the $100 703, I think that one has 50,000 count and dual channel 30 or 50 megahertz oscilloscope. So that's pretty good also. Here's $15 6,000 count. Another X-Tech. I don't know about this one. This company is based out of USA too. I don't know where the meters are made. I'm pretty sure they're not made here, but they might be. Real low resolution. So a lot of people like the X-Tech meters because they have the low Z AC reading. I don't know what that's for. I guess they say with the high impedance you could get ghost readings. Let's see here. It looks like it's just showing us the same stuff over and over and over and over. And usually that's because something's wrong with the computer or the internet connection. So there's also these benchtop. Whoa, not that one, but there's in the sub $200 range. There's some OWONs and different ones of like bench meters that have really high resolution. And if you're doing a lot of voltage measurements, I think that might be decent. So here is our meter here. This is the only one they have available anymore. This is the 19B Plus. This is the one I should have ordered. Also, another thing that I don't like about some of the meters, you see how it's got separate AC and DC selections. Some of them don't give you that option. So let me give you an example. I want to test an alternator. I want to see if there's AC ripple on the output of the alternator. I cannot do that if my stupid meter is automatic detection, okay? I have to force the meter into AC to look for leakage out of the diodes on the regulator. Otherwise, that meter is automatically going to read DC, and it's not going to show me the ripple, okay? So it's important to have a meter that has separate AC and DC voltage settings. You don't want them combined into two like the Aneg 8008 and 8009 meters that are very popular. So this meter here, they show you kind of inside of it. I have no idea why that's temperature sensing. Intelligent IC chips, beeper, enlarged buzzer, precision magnesium copper resistance, double explosion proof ceramic tube, protection resistors. No, that's not a protection resistor. That's a current shunt. Oh my god. So I think this is a really good meter. If the quality is like the other one, I can't see how it couldn't be. The meter that I bought didn't come with any of this stuff. It came in a nice box, and it came with 2 sets of probes. And it's a really nice, pliable, soft kind of rubber. Not gummy, but I don't know how to describe it, but squishy a little bit. So one another thing too, this has the voltage here with the hertz. So when you put it on there, it will read the frequency at the same time, I guess. I don't remember. Let me look it up and see. Okay. Plug this thing in. Now, out of curiosity, I'm wondering what this is going to read. Okay, we're on the neutral. I don't actually see the hertz, so I'm not sure. There we go. So this is a great meter, I think. This other one, the only difference is it just doesn't have the no contact voltage thing. So we'll go ahead and pull that out of there. Now it just has that on there, and I'm like right up on the damn thing and it ain't doing anything, so I don't know. I don't even know if it actually works now that I think about it. I thought it had beeped before, but it's not doing it now. Okay, so I put it near an electric cord and it worked. So let's get back to this. We're just getting distracted. So this one here, I think this is the better choice. Well, now it's your only choice if you want a quality-ish meter for an amazing price. I mean, this is just a great price for a meter that feels nice. I don't know how long it's going to last in the long run if you were to use it every day, but I would much rather have the temperature setting, the temperature probe, and I don't know what kind of coupler it uses, but they even give you a case. I didn't get none of that with this one. The case is probably junk. So, what is this? I'm trying to see if I can find this other thing to show you guys what you want to avoid. Because of the way that if you're going to use anything in automotive, you need to look at, AC ripple on an alternator. So here's an ENEG, and they're almost all the same. Okay, they're almost all going to be the same. So we've got auto, but we get voltage here. You see, it's got the line across the top and then the squiggle on the bottom. That's because it's automatic detection for AC or DC. And also the same thing for millivolts, and also the same thing for current. And that poses a problem because you can't force the meter to do what you want it to do. So that's junk. Don't want that. So out of everything, I've spent quite a bit of time looking lately, out of everything I've seen on Amazon, there are certain weird things like this. Here's a $10 meter. This could be a good deal. It could be a good thing just throw in the glove box. It's not auto ranging. I don't know what the count is. It says it's true RMS, so a $10 true RMS, meter, it's just not auto ranging. I don't know if I'd want to read 1,000 volts DC on it, but so there's a lot of these ones that look like this, and I just don't trust them. They just look really, really cheap to me. The way that they're made up near the top here, they've got like this weird thing. They're injected molded. There's a lot of those. And then there's this type of meter. You see a lot of these on there under I think a couple different names. And this looks like it could be an okay meter. It kind of reminds me of the McCulloch meter that I have, and I think if you can get the right price on it, it's kind of got the flukish looking probes. Looks like it's the right size. That's another thing too. For me, the meter, if it's the wrong size, it drives me nuts. I don't like a small meter. So I would say that this one could be pretty good. I don't know. I don't see what the price is, but it looks like $23.99 for refurbished, or $23. So, I mean, that's really just about it on those. I mean, you could sit here and sort through stuff, or you could buy more expensive. It's just up to you. I would avoid, I think, most of these kind of meters. And clamp meters, no, unless you're going to be doing current all the time. And if you do, make sure you get one with a knob like that, not a smooth one, because they're hard to turn and they'll wear out. And then if you want to measure DC amps, you're going to pay more. So unfortunately, that's just how it is. What is this one here? We have not seen this one. Have they now added this one back to the list? They did. So this is the red version of the one I showed you, and that's all it comes with. You get the alligator clips, so you get the 2 probes. One set of probes are just slightly different. It's just going to be a red version of the orange one. But at least they've put it back on the website. Okay, what is... Let me make sure I'm looking at this correctly. Nope, they don't. It's not. So it's shipped by them. So it's $24 shipped by them. There's 10 in stock. I don't know why they won't send them to the Amazon warehouse. Hold on. Let me try this one more time, because I saw that they have... This is why I wanted to explain to you what they did. They pulled all of them off of Amazon, and they only ship from them. And they say they've got 10 left of everything. And the listing is really strange, because it says 3 pieces. Am I getting 3 of these for $18.09? I mean, could that possibly be 4 pieces? Or are they going 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, that's 4. What's this? See that? 3 pieces. They're trying to do some weird crap. That's really shady. You only get 1 pair of probes with this one. So they have decided that they want to do things differently, I guess. And three pieces. Here's the one to just avoid altogether. This is just El Cheapo. But I mean, it's 4,000 count. I don't know. Doesn't even look like it has enough digits. So some weird stuff happens all the time on Amazon. You know, you pay attention, you'll see it. The probes, they charge a lot for the probes. So make sure that you get what you want the first time around, because like some of these meters come with 2 pairs of probes, and they're all going to be this kind of style. But you don't want to pay $8 for a set of probes when a meter barely costs half of that. You know, I'm not sorry, not half that. I mean double that. So they'll screw you on the price of the probes if you have to buy them separately. Fuses, really expensive on those too. Honestly, if I blow a fuse on one of these meters, I'm just going to go get another meter. I thought this one here looked kind of okay, but hard to say. I was trying to find the one that had a real high count, but I'm not seeing it anymore. You want to see a fancy meter? Check out this one right here. No, this one. These are nice. Very nice. Sold by Yokohama. I don't know if they're made in Japan anymore or not. Where did it go? I hate that when you back out of the page and it takes you to some other crap. 6,000 count. No meter. Just a case. I think the case costs as much as some of the meters. Oh my god. Now, Owan makes some nice ones. That's not the one I'm looking for. I guess that's all they're going to show us. So I don't know what happened to the other ones, but we'll go up to the top here. So recharge. Okay. So there's some really good flashlights on here. You got to sift through all the crap to find the potential good ones. There is this Richu brand, and then there's all these other ones. What you want to do is find the kind, unless you really like the strobe, is the kind with the dual button, and then you can avoid the strobe. So some people don't want the flashlight to focus. I don't know why, but this one here is one that I would probably try out. See, it has the dual buttons. It's USB-C. It's focusable. I don't know what kind of crazy ratings they're claiming. It's definitely not 3,000. 1,500, definitely not 1,500. I've read the reviews on it. There's no way. So it's probably, you know, between 200 and 500 lumen. So those are actually $11 with Prime. And that company seems very similar to this WDT Pro company. This one here is two of these for 15 bucks. They're small. I guess they would be somewhere around the size of a Convoy flashlight, but focusable, an 18650. Then there's the one I bought right here. You see it went up to 15 bucks. But you can buy a 2-pack of these for $20 still. So I don't know if I would need 2 of these, but I mean, for 10 bucks, you could put one in a vehicle and put one in the house. So I like the double button on this. I like the actual LED thing. I've got mine sitting right here right now. It's fully charged. We can't really tell how bright it is. It's interesting how well it focuses. The USB like I said, would look a little bit crooked on this one. It's weird how it clicks. And the Naboo. Naboo doesn't focus down as far, so you don't get the shape of the LED. But I'm really getting into these flashlights. I really think it's pretty cool. Now, my friend John sometimes watches the channel. He's crazy about the Convoy flashlights, and he gives me a hard time about buying these. But it's like, I don't really care about customizing the flashlight. I don't care really about like putting special driver boards in it and stuff. Now, if they sold the Convoys for a reasonable price on Amazon, I would probably buy some and mess around with them. But I can buy these flashlights here for like basically less than the cost of an 18650. So, I mean, it's not a bad deal. I'm looking at some of these really large ones. So the thing about the claim with lumens is there's a limitation on what you can do based on the size of the flashlight. And so the ones that you see that are like the size of a pop can, those are probably going to be more closer to reality on ridiculous claims. So we have this one here, the dark beam. I believe that one has a goofy button on it. I just don't want any of these buttons, especially the ones that protrude, because it means that there's a good chance that you could accidentally bump the button. Some of them, like this one, I can put pressure on it before it does anything. Some of them, they say, like, forget it, don't put it in a bag, it's going to turn on by itself. So here's the Reechu. And it looks like the WTD Pro, in my opinion. It's $8. It plugs in the back. It's 18650. It's USB-C. Supposedly weather resistant. Focusable. Claims 1,000 lumen. 328 feet. The foot thing might be realistic. So let's see. So based on the reviews, you can see it's like 4.5 stars, 1,158. They have these in two different settings here. They've got the $11.99 for one, and I think it might be less with Prime. They did a 2-pack for $19. So a lot of these you get a pretty good deal if you buy 2 of them. So there's some different ones here. I just don't see any of these are being like programmable. So like I can see John's argument about the Convoys because they're programmable. There's Streamlight here. Couple of these types. Alright, so some of these have a digital display on them and may or may not have a battery bank capability. I think this one does. Now, I don't know if the button's in the way. Some of them, the button might be in the way. It is not trying to show me. Okay. So this has both, like, the Naboo has both. Now, this Naboo that I have, you can only get at Walmart, from what I can tell. So it twists open here, and it was C, and a regular one. I dropped it and squished it right here, and so now it kind of doesn't want to close as much. And I don't dare try and straighten it out because it's aluminum. So I don't know if you'd want to use an 18650 as a battery bank, but like, you know, if you're out in the middle of nowhere or something or whatever, you need to use your phone or something and your phone's dead. I mean, I don't know. One thing I'd like to see them do with phones is like, hey, can we put bigger batteries in these phones? I had used to buy these Asus phones, and they came with like backwards plugs so you could use them as a battery bank because they would come with like a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. You know, and this is a while back when that was considered huge. So some of these, yeah, and you have that. So you got this brand here that some people rave about, the Workhos. I don't know why anybody would pay that much money for that little thing. And I'm not seeing the one that I ordered. Or did I already come upon it? Let's see. There's lots of stuff on here, but avoid these Coast flashlights. They're just kind of overpriced. Who knows who the company is even made by anymore. This one here looks halfway decent. $14 one. I'm not seeing the one I bought. 100,000 lumens? No, come on, man. This is just ridiculous. It's like some of the Baofangs on eBay say 20 watts. Like, no, not happening. See, like this little Coast, $53. Like, what? You guys are nuts. For some reason, I'm not seeing what I ordered. Here's these Soferns. They're the same thing. I think it's Workhos. Same company. A few people rave about those. I don't know. I don't see anything interesting about them. Here's a Naboo flashlight. I don't know what configuration it is. Their flashlights cost a little bit more. This one's very similar to what I have, but I think it's rated differently. I mean, it looks just like it. But it says it's 1800. Mine says, you can't read it, but it's 800L. Which is probably a lot more realistic. So, it's the DaVinci 800L. This is something else. This is the DaVinci 1800L. Now, this also says 4x zoom. Mine has 3. So, it is different flashlight. Based on what I could see on the other one, I think they're pretty honest on their ratings. This would probably be extremely bright. We have that one. 3200 lumen for $54. Now, I think one of these might be available at Walmart. I think that one. 5,000 lumen. 7,000. And I think that these are going to be really, really large flashlights. Let me click on this $89 one and see what it says it has. It might even have double batteries. Ships from Amazon, sold by Amazon. So Amazon is selling these, which is usually a sign of quality also. Usually Amazon will not like buy and sell a particular brand if they don't like it. What we got here? Number of batteries, 1. There are some that don't use 18650s and they use some other larger battery. Let's see if there are any reviews on it. The reviews are probably going to be for all the flashlights in this listing. Yeah. But I think, honestly, I think they're pretty good. Let's see here. So we're gonna go to the WDTD or WDT Pro website, well, storefront on Amazon, because I'm not having any luck finding the one I ordered. 4-pack for $17 with AAA batteries. So it looks like there might be just a total of 3 pages here. Okay, this is the one I ordered right here. So when you compare it to the other one, the end of the flashlight looks larger. It is the dual buttons as a clip, but if you carefully look, you can see the seam on the USB, so you know that it's the old version. So the head diameter is 1.2 inches, tail diameter 1 inch, etc. Length 5.5. It's nice that they give you that information. So it looks pretty well built. So this one here has a 20% off coupon for the $21 2-pack. And there's a 40% coupon on the other one, if it's still on here. You know, because I ordered it, it's probably not on here no more. Let me back out of this page and keep scrolling through. I don't know what this one's 40% also. A hybrid. So I think the hybrids have 2 batteries or an adapter for I don't know. So 40% of 38. I don't know what that would be, but so there is a regular. There's 3 AAAs in the back, and then another one. Interesting. Hybrid. Okay. Page 3. So I'm wondering if they pulled the other deal off of here. Oh, here's the 1-pack right here. It's kind of hard to see. So $15.99 with a 40% coupon. So I ordered that. It should be here Wednesday. So I like how it has a slightly larger head, because that means that it should be more effective. The smaller ones can only radiate so much, so the claim to lumen is limited by the opening of the end of the flashlight. I have not done the research on that, but my friend John tells me that a 1-inch flashlight can only like effectively do something like 500 lumen or something. I don't know. So this is a little bit larger. So you would have to probably kind of search around to find this. So I'll put a link in the thing for you guys. But anyway, so this is just some kind of stuff I'm browsing around on here. I pretty much got everything set up out here that I need set up. I get the extra meter, soldering station, oscilloscope, voltmeters. I don't know what else is left.